Oh yes, we certainly do, Bill. She describes the album as of truly African descent, truly representative of an Africa in the new age who knows where she comes from and who she is. That's jazz saxophonist Linda Tshabalala speaking of her album titled Convergence. Now, she's taking the album on a mini tour kicking off on Friday the 29th of November at the Alliance Franciase. Now, the young saxophonist joins me now to tell us more about her tour. Linda, very good morning. It's always great to have you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Let's first talk about the Cape Town leg of the tour. How did that go?
It went very well. It was well received, and it was a wonderful energy from the people who received the music, and they would love to obviously have more. So that's the best reception.
You know, you describe this album as of truly representative of the Africa in the new age. What do you mean by this?
It's a multifaceted thing, but I can like pick on one thing to talk about. As a young South African coming up in this new age where everybody is about technology and 21st century and all about the techno, and some people forgetting where they come from and who they are, and it's so fashionable to be such nowadays. And when you come out and you are this person who's proud to be who you are and know where you're from and your roots, it seems like something out of the norm, but it's who we are. So that's why I'm saying it's of African descent, someone who knows who she is and where she comes from, and is proud to stand up on that pedestal.
And I suppose it inspired the title of the album, Convergence, because it talks about the convergence of ideas, the convergence of thoughts and cultures into one mind-blowing, entity or product, isn't it?
Yes. You really hit the nail on the head. It is about that, and also my personal journey, but also speaking of all that you've just mentioned as well. Okay,
let's talk about the sound of this album. How would you describe it?
It's African, but it's also very international as well. Okay. So it's a fusion of the two and other sounds as well. So I can't say it's this type of sound that everybody has an idea of or should have.
Okay. You also worked alongside Tifo Mahola, Grant Van Rooyen and Tembelile Dunjana.
Yes.
How has that taught you about your own love for music?
It's taught me quite a lot, because they are the younger ones, the other generation that's coming up after people like us who went to varsity in the Cape. So they're younger than me, they're a generation younger than me. So it's like we're all coming together from different aspects of the music and of like where they are and where I'm at, coming from, in education aspects as well, of studying jazz music at a varsity. So it's taught me to just be tolerant, patient as well, with myself and with others, which has been a journey in itself, like being patient with myself. So
So what are you hoping this particular album will invoke? I mean, what kind of emotions are you hoping it'll invoke? Is it that of deep thought, reflection, or something, just to be jolly?
No. Definitely not jolly. It's about reflection and remembering who we are as a people and being proud of it as well. Because there's no shame in being African, there's no shame in being different sides or colors of African as well.
All right. Linda, it's always a pleasure having you in studio. Thank you so much for your time and all the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Great stuff. Well, that was young saxophonist Linda Tshabalala speaking to us about her upcoming mini tour to promote her debut album, Convergence. Now, the tour kicks off on Friday, the 29th of November at the Alliance Franciase in Loop Street from 7:30 p.m. Now, on Saturday, the 30th of November, it moves to the Young Blood in Bree Street at 7:30 p.m. And on Sunday, the 1st of December at Kwasek, number 52 in Kukuletu from 4 p.m. This is Morning Live. Let's now go back to the main desk with Paul.